night 2 of SummerSlam, the first ever 2-night SummerSlam. Seemingly, night 2 will be headlined by the WWE Championship Street Fight. Cody Rhodes going up against the 17-time champion, John Cena. Now, lots to be made about this match. You mentioned it earlier, trying to maybe correct what happened at the WrestleMania match. Lots of controversy surrounding Cody Rhodes and his tweet and where we might be going, a double turn, a Cena face turn. As you're looking at this whole thing, I'm just going to say this. Our prediction for this match is probably going to get wrapped up somewhere in this analysis as we sit here and talk about it. But as it sits right now, the vicious side of Cody, the contract signing, and the nuggets of Cena being a babyface, and just all of the things that have been happening, at least for me, I'm more excited about the rematch than I was the first match. But as you're looking at all this, what say you?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I'm definitely looking forward more to the rematch than I was for the WrestleMania match. My biggest complaint so far is that they gave us the moment already with Cody hitting him with the title. And I think he did that. It was during the contract signing. We got that moment already. That should have been like one of the closing moments of the match. And it still might be. Not saying that it's not going to be, but you kind of gave that moment away already because it feels like if we're not building to him low blowing Cena and hitting him with the title, then why has Cena been winning so many matches like that on this entire run? So I don't like that aspect of it. I think what they did during the contract signing was brilliant. I think it was very smart. It was a good way to get more heat on Cena, make Cody look, like you mentioned, like the vicious, that vicious side of him coming out, that babyface who's willing to do now whatever it takes to get back his title. Again, who knows what's going to happen? I think Cena's advertised for SmackDown on Friday.
Not 100% sure. I can look it up real quick.
I'd be shocked if he wasn't, with it being the go home before SummerSlam. But anything can happen. I mean, anything can happen Friday night as well. That could lead into this even more. But I don't know what to expect from this, and I think that's what I like the most about it is I don't know what to expect this time. I think we all kind of knew Cena was going to win at Mania. Obviously, we didn't know how, and how it happened is how it happened, and I feel like we've talked that finish to death. But this time around, like anything seems very possible. Any outcome, any situation seems very, very likely as well.
John Cena is advertised for this Friday SmackDown, so Cody will not have to cut another solo promo, which is fine. But all right, if we're looking at this, if you have to pick a scenario, I know you just said there's a lot of things that can happen here. I know you want the Cody heel turn. I think there's a scenario where John Cena can turn babyface and Cody does not have to turn heel. I think it's very easy. And it's done very much by just a handshake and a hug, a raising of the hand. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Yep.
Bully Ray on Busted Open today went completely wild. And it's like, well, The Rock can come back. And that's an easy way for Cena to turn babyface. Talk about moments. The Rock could come back. The Rock could attack both guys. And Roman Reigns can come and save the day and have a Rock Roman stare down. And you have those 4 big stars in the ring to end SummerSlam. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. What is your preference of the way that, and your prediction is probably going to get included in this. What is your preference for how this thing shakes out Sunday night at SummerSlam?
My preference would be that the lines get grayed even more.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is we see a vicious side of Cody.
Yep.
I mean, a very vicious side of Cody, but not to the point where he has fully turned heel. And we see a conflict within Cena where he's no longer really wrestling full on heel, but he has moments where he flashes back to old John Cena. Then he comes back to doing some heelish tactics, whatever.
Yep.
The best outcome to me is Cody Rhodes wins. And that when Cody holds the title, Cena goes face to face with him, nose to nose, doesn't smile, doesn't hug him, but just simply shakes his hand and nods a moment of respect between the two. So maybe it's not like Cena's fully heel now or babyface now, but it's just a respect moment between the two of them. And then they kind of go their own separate ways. And maybe Cody starts to play into that more tweener heelish side. Cena can start to just show cracks of being a babyface again. But I don't want a full-on heel turn from Cody at SummerSlam. I don't want a full-on babyface turn from Cena at SummerSlam. I want this to kind of continue even more throughout the year.
I know City Kitty in the chat is not ready for a Cody heel turn. We know that from past episodes. She says he will not hesitate again. Cody will take the title back. No Rock, please.
No Rock, please. I completely agree.
I would like to have Rock to try to get some sort of, I don't know, bow on whatever they're doing. Cody just keeps bringing him up, and I don't know. It would make for a good surprise. But I think you're right. I think a sign of respect between the two gets you out of there without a Cody heel turn. I don't think that we need a Cody heel turn yet. I do think it's coming, but until, I don't know, until the fans really turn on him. I mean, we're going back to WrestleMania in Vegas this year, so it could happen this year. Maybe we should prepare ourselves for that. Who knows? But I don't think WWE as a whole is ready for that, especially if Cody regains the championship. We still need the guy getting up for media. We still need the guy doing Make-A-Wish. We still need the guy doing his appearances and making the towns and blah, blah, blah. If Cody's going to be that guy, Cody's going to be that guy. What I am going to say, though, Andy, is I mentioned him earlier, and I'm going to bring it back around again. If we're talking about a heel Cody Rhodes at some point, and the obvious question there is who would take Cody's place? Not necessarily making all the appearances, but as the guy, if Cody is going to turn heel, Andy, I think this will be a fantastic way to build to Cody Roman 3 with the roles reversed and Cody the heel. And you talk about how the people are behind Roman right now. If Cody turns his back on him, man, that would be wild in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah. And I could absolutely see them running back Cody Roman 3. Especially since it's been a year now, or over a year now since we got, the last match between the two of them and everything that's been going on. So I think that's a very interesting way to go about it. I'm trying to run through my head of like anybody else that could pick up the Cody mantle if he turned heel. But there's
who Bully. I think it was Bully on, as you can tell, I listened to Busted Open this morning. I think it was Bully that said CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean he's especially if he wins the world title at SummerSlam too, then there's your face champion that can go do press events and everything else too.
Or you have a babyface Punk versus a heel Cody.
Yeah. I mean, that match has to happen at some point.
Yep.
That match has to happen at some point. And I think everybody was expecting it to be the babyface Cody Rhodes versus heel CM Punk. I love the idea of flipping the roles.
Yep.
Because we know what both guys can do with a promo, and they're in that position. So I would be all for that too.
Just to be clear, my prediction here is that Cody does regain the championship at SummerSlam. I think you need that feel-good moment at the end. I do not think he's going to turn heel yet. So, again, the aftermath after that and who shows up afterwards, I'm just going to wait and see like everybody else. But I do think Cody does get the ball back at SummerSlam on Sunday. All right. Let's go to the Intercontinental Championship match. All 6 matches on Sunday's card are for titles. The non-title matches are on Saturday. All 6 matches for titles. Intercontinental Championship, Dominic Mysterio against AJ Styles. Now, speaking of John Cena and losing the WWE Championship. And what would you do with him after that? Andy, the only title he doesn't have is the Intercontinental Championship. I would love for him to go after either of these guys, whoever wins this match, if he loses that, just to try to chase that last title that he doesn't have. But whether he does or he doesn't, Andy, the build to this match has been very non-traditional and very outside the box, but I'm here for it, dude. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, AJ's done a great job of showing his comedic chops during this feud as well. And Dom, I mean, we know what Dom's capable of and how funny he can be from time to time. So seeing those roles reversed, I love it. I wish we did know that Cena. I wish we would know if Cena was going after the IC title or not, because that would definitely change my pick of who would probably win. Just because I know what match I would absolutely want to see out of these two. But nonetheless, I think it's going to be a fantastic match.
You wouldn't want to see Cena and AJ run it back?
Yeah, we've seen it 3 times.
Okay. All right.
You heard what Corey said. They're calling Rey Mysterio now.
What's that?
I'm not going to say it in Spanish, but the father of Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, man! I tell you what, as much as I would want to see Cena and AJ, and I did not have in my notes here that Cena would be the focus of the Intercontinental Championship discussion, but here we are. As much as I would love to see Cena and AJ run it back for a 4th time, the idea of Cena versus Dominic Mysterio is just gold to me. Like, yep. That's one of those that you did not have on your bingo card when we got the retirement tour, but the way this is shaking out, man, oh, that would be so good. All that to say, though, dude, I can't wait to see AJ and Dom go at it. I really hope that we don't get a stinker of an AJ match on a big stage. I really hope these two tear it up, because I know they have the capability of doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing about AJ. It's been known to happen a time or 2 or 3 of not meeting the moment. I will say the hype around this match is not anywhere near where Edge was or where Nakamura was. So I give, when we go into matches where it's not as high, then he normally does better. Like against Shane McMahon, did not expect that to be good at all, and it was really, really good. I'm expecting this to be really, really solid, because we know what AJ can do, and obviously he's older now, so he's not doing what he used to do. But if anybody can go quick around AJ, it's Dominic Mysterio, and use his speed and just go back and forth between these two guys. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it should be a very entertaining and very exciting match. All
right, if you're picking a winner, who are you picking?
I'm picking Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom's going to retain. Judgment Day is going to continue to hold all the gold after SummerSlam.
I concur. I'm right there with you. I think Dom retains. I think AJ is there to put him over and make him stronger. And what comes next for AJ, I don't know. We saw in the news a week or so ago that AJ seemingly has signed an extension. So he's going to be around for another year, but too much longer, because he's approaching that big 5-0, and he has said repeatedly he is not wrestling in his 50s. So
again, that's what every wrestler says.
I know. For some reason, I believe AJ, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Let me tell you a match that I am really, really invested in. I'm shocked that I'm so invested in this. The steel cage match for the United States Championship. Solo Sikoa defending against Jacob Fatu. Andy, we have mentioned several times on this podcast the face of WWE and the most popular wrestlers, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For those of you who are not aware, the rocket strapped to Jacob Fatu's back is currently being lit like that of Buzz and Woody in Toy Story, and it is about to explode. Get ready. Andy, for someone who they're making city-themed T-shirts for everywhere they go, who's tagging with Cody Rhodes on live events, dude, it's happening.
Yeah, Jacob, I've been saying this since before he showed up to WWE. I figured he was going to be a massive.
Full credit to Andy. For those of you who might be watching for the first time, he's not lying. Andy has said this for a long, long time.
Yeah, I've been on the Jacob train for a very, very long time. And honestly, I didn't expect it to be this fast though. Still, like it is ridiculous how popular that dude is. But honestly, I think it goes to show how good he actually is, because we talk all the time about guys who cut promos. The best promo is a believable promo. Every word that comes out of that man's mouth, I'm like, yep, I can get it. Yeah, you are all gas, no brakes. I completely understand what you're saying.
I really think, Andy, that's because he's the most authentic promo. Like all of these, like when Punk speaks, Punk is Punk and he's just talking normal. And I believe Cody when Cody talks. I don't think Cody's putting on an act. But Jacob Fatu, like, that is as authentic as it gets.
Yep. And then he gets in the ring and backs up everything he says. And like that's not always the case when it comes to great promo and being great in the ring. So I think he has, I think that by next year, by SummerSlam next year, he will have at least had a world title match, if not world champion. I think it's moving that fast. I honestly think the same thing for Braun Breaker. I think both those guys are either going to have a world title match within the next year or be world champions at some point. That the company is so much behind them.
Yeah. It's obvious for those of you who might be new to the product. Was listening to, who was I listening to? I don't remember who had said that a lot of people, I think it was Sam Roberts, who said that a lot of people have come up to him and said, like, I've only been watching the product for a month or 6 months or a year. Like, the new influx of fans to the WWE right now is crazy. So for those of you who might be new, like, yes, this is what it looks like when the rocket is strapped to somebody's back. It is Braun Breaker and it is Jacob Fatu. Speaking of rocket strapped to somebody's back, WWE Unreal does drop tomorrow on Netflix. We're going to address that at the end of the show because we want to talk about it. We want to watch it. We're going to talk about that towards the end of the show, though. Let's get back on track. All of those great things that you just said about Jacob Fatu, I 100% agree with. I absolutely do. And that's why I'm picking Solo Sikoa to retain the United States in this match. Here's what. If Jacob wins, then what? Then what? Like, what do you do? Are you going to beat him?
Yeah.
No, you're not. It's better for the babyface to chase than it is to hold the championship. And if he is as hot as he is right now, the only way to make him hotter is to chase championships, not hold one. So, especially because it's in a steel cage, there's shenanigans that can happen. It can be not a clean finish. Solo can fall out of the door for all I care. But I think somehow, some way, Solo is capturing some of this momentum that we all wished that he would have had coming off of the original Bloodline run. Yeah. And I just don't think you can derail that by taking the title off of him. So I'm picking Solo here.
Yeah, all of that makes a lot of sense, and I can absolutely see where you're coming from. Ain't no way I'm picking against Jacob, though. Because all I'm envisioning since the moment that this match was announced is a moonsault off the top of the cage.
Oh, buddy. He better be talking to Cody Rhodes before that happens and making sure that he lands correctly and doesn't break a toe.
Yeah, but that's all I've envisioned from the top. Either that or like a Samoan drop from Jacob's going to do something stupid in this match, and I'm here for it. And so I agree. I don't know necessarily what's next for Jacob. I think he could lose to a LA Knight or a Damian Priest at some point, or somebody like that who is not going to fully derail him. But it's just, you can see, much like when Gunther lost to Sami Zayn, it's that next step of going towards the world title. But I think he's going to win back that. I think he has to win back that title before he moves on. So I'm going to go with Jacob.
City Kitty is in agreement with you in the chat. Her pick is Jacob Fatu. Steel cage match is going to be a banger. Listen, if it wasn't on Sunday night, if it was on Saturday night, I would say this would be the match of the night. But there are 1, 2, 3 matches on night number 2 that is probably going to steal this before the steel
Yeah.
cage match. I agree. It's going to be a banger, though. One of those matches, speaking of bangers, speaking of car crashes, speaking of just absolute pure chaos, a 6-way tag team TLC match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Wyatt Six, the champions, the Street Profits, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, Andrade and Ray Phoenix, and DIY. Andy, you find me a more loaded tag team division on a show, I want to see it, because this has just been absolutely wild over the last couple months.
Yeah, the only thing that this match is missing is Penta, I think. Because I think him and Ray, if it wasn't Andrade, which I love Andrade, if it was the Lucha Bros in this spot, then I think it would take it up even to a further level. But when this match got announced, I was stunned just because of how insane this is going to be. Like, one of my favorite wrestling styles is car crash matches, and this is the definition of a car crash match because all teams in this can do something ridiculous.
Yes.
I think if you're looking for like a standout person and a standout team, the standout person is more than likely going to be Ray Phoenix. I think Ray's going to do something absolutely wild. But if you're looking at a team that's going to stand out, it's going to be Fraxium. I think Fraxium is going to really stand out.
I think Axiom is going to be the guy that is that show stealer guy in this match. Man, this match has just everything you want in a TLC match. There's going to be a lot of bodies everywhere. So I hope that we get some split cam nonsense so we can see what's going on everywhere. I'm so glad these guys got the main event spot of SmackDown too. The way that they did that was super cool. Makes it feel incredibly important. Here's my negative in this whole thing. The build's been fine. The match is going to be incredible. But once we move away from this and we go back to like more traditional feuding, the other teams, like, what are they going to be fighting for if they're not in the championship picture? You know what I mean? Because I feel like since WrestleMania or before WrestleMania, since the Royal Rumble, when Street Profits came back and inserted themselves with DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns, the whole tag team division have all been fighting for the championship. And while that is good, like, we can't all have that all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just a little concerned about what happens after this and if it still feels as important.
Well, I'll give my prediction away while also answering that question at the same time. I think whoever is going to be the next feud, because I think obviously it's going to be one of the 6 teams in this match is going to feud with whoever wins.
Yep.
I think the easiest way is they're at the top of the ladder getting ready to win. Lights go out, come back up. Uncle Howdy and Eric Rowan are there. Wipe them out. Wyatt Six retain, and then they now have a complaint. We had that one if they didn't get involved.
Sure.
And so that's your next feud that you can start to build. So that's part of the reason why I'm going to go Wyatt Six to retain. Also, just because, I never thought when that group started they would be tag team champions, to really be honest with you. So I'm definitely not going to pick against them. But I do think that's a great way to keep feuds going without involving everybody at the same time.
Is this the Wyatt Six's first pay-per-view appearance? I know I'm putting you on the spot there, but
I think so.
I feel like it's the first one.
Yeah.
Unless they've done a Saudi show, which I don't think they have.
No, this is their first. Wow. This is their first one.
Yeah. Very interesting. Okay.
That's wild.
I am picking Andrade and Ray Phoenix to win the championships. And the reason is because the momentum surrounding these guys right now is incredible. Like, it seems like they're a thrown together team. And there was a vignette that aired on SmackDown of these two guys together. It's like, wait a minute. I thought they were just tagging up to be friends or whatever. And now we're like legit group. Again, you know me in my fantasy booking. I want Andrade and the Lucha Brothers like together, all of them in a group. This is the start of that. So I'm really excited about it. I got to go with my heart here. I'm going Andrade and Ray Phoenix to win the championships. Let's go back to Raw. Let's go to the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, another trilogy here. We know that when Becky won the championship, Lyra had to raise her hand. The stakes have been raised. No countouts, no disqualifications. There must be a winner. And Lyra is now saying that Becky must raise her hand when she wins the match. And then obviously, Andy, there's the added twist of Bayley and how she fits into all of this. So, what's your take on all this? How are you weaving your way through this?
This is probably the match I'm least looking forward to.
Same.
Because I don't want to see Becky Lyra again. This should have been Becky Bayley.
Yep.
Like, I really think this should have been that spot. And yes, I'm going back to WrestleMania. We're jumping on the Justice for Bayley train again. Bayley should be in this spot. Like, I really think she should. However, I do think there is a scenario where we get to SummerSlam and somebody has attacked Lyra and taken her out.
Oh,
and Bayley takes her spot. And then we find out that it was Bayley who attacked Lyra and then took her spot. And so we can get that. Or the more traditional route is Bayley just gets involved and costs Lyra intentionally. Like, you can tell she absolutely meant to cost Lyra, let Becky retain, and then we can go off that feud. Becky can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I think the match is going to be great. I think the match is going to be good to great. I just don't have a lot of excitement for it.
No, me either, man. Like, I hate to, City Kitty says same least favorite match. I mean, like, that's three people in agreement right there. Like, I'm not excited for this at all. I find myself fast forwarding on Raw, this whole build. It doesn't do it for me. Like, I was watching, I hate to say this. I don't mean to sound mean when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Was watching the match graphics as they're running through the card on Monday Night Raw. And this was one of the ones where you had the people moving. Some of them they move, some of them they don't. But Lyra is moving in this graphic. And Andy, she never looked at the camera. She looks like she's lost. Like, I don't even know what her character is or what she's doing at this point. Like, and the reason that I'm saying that, and the reason that hits weird for me, is I think she wins this match. I think she gets the title back. I think we get a babyface win, and I'm like, then what?
Yeah,
at least with Becky with the championship, there's meaning, and we can build a credible opponent to face the man, Becky Lynch. I'm just afraid Lyra's going to win this, and then we're going to be back to square one with this title.
Yeah, that's also a shame because I feel like going into the first Becky Lyra match, Lyra had done such a good job with promos that she had built herself up to where fans were behind her. Fans were loving every second of it. Even going into the triple threat match, like, people loved Lyra. People loved what she was saying, what she was doing. But it's lost a lot of steam and a lot of momentum. And I think part because people are wanting to see Bayley get that moment. People are wanting to see Bayley get this spot. And it's crazy that out of all the four horsewomen, and yes, I'm including Sasha, she is the one that has to fight so hard for her spot every single time.
Every time.
But she's the most deserving out of all of them to me. Because if you go back to NXT, who was the woman that built that division when it was the best it's ever been? It was Sasha, and it was Bayley. And who kept it when Sasha went to the main roster? Bayley. Bayley comes to the main roster, and immediately the crowd loves her. Fans love her. She turns heel and, like, rejuvenates her career even more. But she has to fight every single time, and it's a shame because she deserves to be in this spot just as much as Becky does. And I'm a huge Becky fan. I love Becky. But it's always been the case with Bayley, and I hate it for her.
Yep. I know. Same. I'm with you.
So justice for Bayley.
Justice for Bayley. All right, one more match to get to. Women's triple threat match for the World Championship. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi. I know what your prediction is here, unless it's changed. But I'm anxious to see how you think we're going to get there. We mentioned Naomi and Jade Cargill and that whole situation with Bianca Belair seemingly not getting resolved. I mean, maybe does Bianca show up here? Does she help Naomi? Do we finally get that solidification? What do you think, especially on a weekend where Jade Cargill seemingly is crowned champion as well? What do you think?
My first thought, and you might roll your eyes at this. This is my pick to be match of the weekend. Is this?
This was one of the matches that honestly that I was looking at when I said that Solo and Jacob won't be match of the night. This was one of the ones that I'll put ahead of it.
Yeah, like going back to the triple threat at WrestleMania with Bianca instead of Naomi, they tore the house down. Like that match was absolutely amazing, and Naomi can do that as well. Like Naomi, you put her in for Bianca, and nothing really changes. They're all fantastic at what they do. So this is my early prediction to be match of the weekend. I don't know necessarily how we get to the finish. I don't know where we go from here. I don't think Bianca gets involved. I think if she gets involved anywhere, it'll be in the Tiffany Jade match. More than anywhere else. But I still think Naomi walks out as women's champion because of the fact that Stephanie Vaquer is the next challenger up. And I think that makes the most sense to me is doing Naomi versus Stephanie, where early pick here, I think Stephanie wins the women's title there. And then her first feud is with Becky after that to really build her up even more. So I think this is a bridge and a stepping stone. I think it's too soon to do the step. And I hate that we know the next opponent because then we have to kind of look ahead as we predict this.
Yep.
But I think it's too early to do Stephanie and Rhea. And I don't think you really want to do babyface with Io and Stephanie. So I think Naomi is the logical pick for that reason. But I think she's been the logical pick since this feud really started.
I've called a couple of just feel-good moments here on this pay-per-view, and I'm going to call another one. I think Rhea Ripley wins here. I just think people are so behind her right now. I know I said Alexa Bliss was arguably the most popular wrestler in the women's division.
That Rhea pop is something else.
That Rhea pop is just wild.
It rivals Roman's pop a lot of the weeks.
It does, and that's why I think Rhea gets the championship back again. Not that she needs it. Maybe that's why she doesn't get it back. I don't know. I think I don't want to say it was a mistake for her not to win the title at WrestleMania, but I think she doesn't go into a second triple threat match and not walk out as champion. And I do think Rhea and Stephanie as another challenger or as the next challenger is a great move. And I think Rhea beating Stephanie, but that show of respect between the two, it's not your time yet, kid, kind of thing. But I think that could be a fantastic match. On the flip side, we've tried twice to see Io versus Stephanie, and we haven't seen a clean ending. So you could run it back the third time so that you don't get outside interference and it could work out. But I like your Naomi pick as well. They've planted seeds for Naomi versus Stephanie. So I think it's toss up, but I'm just going to go Rhea here just for the sake of a feel good moment.
That makes sense. I honestly going through night 2 and it's all title matches. I'm like, if Cody's going to win, there can't be that many title changes throughout the night. So that's why I was trying to pick my title changes as strategic as I could throughout the week.